Welcome to Self-Development Network. I'm your guy, Binky. Thank you for tuning into this video today. Thank you for all the subscribers, the likes, and comments that I get. Continue to keep going with those things so we can keep this channel rolling and I can keep giving you all the best content that I have in store for you. Today, we're going to talk about how to change the narrative in relationships, or when you're going through a tough time or rough patch with a specific person or a loved one or someone you actually are trying to seek out and trying to get with or whatever, whether it's a man or a woman. I can teach you how to do it. I had a subscriber asking me about relationship problems and how she can alter her thought process on achieving the goal of getting back with her ex. I don't believe her ex, but somebody she's currently with that she's having a rough patch with. I say only do this if you really feel like this is necessary and you really want that to work, because this will actually work, and it can be very tough if you do this with the wrong type of person, because then it'll be harder to get that person out your life. Stay tuned. Got some very good information for you. So when you're going through a little challenge or a rough patch with a specific person or someone that you are in a relationship with and things are just not going right, the main thing you got to understand is just because the situation that's going on at the point in time, doesn't necessarily mean that it cannot change. Like, just because things are rocky, it does not mean it cannot change. Now, if something is like not really working out in your favor the way you want, but you feel like there's potential for it to be greater, the main thing you gotta understand is you cannot be too attached to this situation. You cannot try to rush the situation as well either. Like, you have to just let everything flow naturally and organic. Let's say a man and woman are going through some problems and they are actually in a committed relationship. She may feel that he may be cheating or something, or or he's entertaining other women, but he's really not entertaining other women. Her own insecurities are going to cause her own self-sabotage. And what I mean by that, if she has those thoughts of her significant other cheating on her constantly, then she's going to start having those thoughts over and over and over again. It's going to turn to feelings, and it's going to turn to emotions, and that's going to be the vibration she's giving out, and it may lead her to do certain things that she may not be proud of. So when going through a rough patch with a specific person, you have to be able to understand that you can actually change the narrative without that other person. Like, you really don't need that other person to do nothing at all. You can actually change the narrative of the whole situation by just the way you think about that person. If a person is not responding to your text messages like they used to, or they not trying to spend time with you like they used to, whatever, they putting other things in front of you, you can't let that get the best of you. You can't let that be your focus. You have to let the good thoughts be the focus. And when I say the good thoughts, you can, if you have saved voice notes of that person, or you have old videos with that person, you can go and replay those old videos and those memories. Like I said in my last video, you gotta make friends with the ego. So in this situation as well, so you were like, damn, I'm trying to call this girl, she not answering me. Your ego is like, yeah, she don't fuck with you. Like, it's plain and simple. That's what my ego would tell me. Like, yeah, shorty ain't fuck with you no more, bro. Like, you need to let it go. But in all actuality, that's just the ego playing its role. Its role is to speak to you about the facts that's going on in your life, because you didn't make it feel like it was possible. So like even when you're going through a rough patch with a specific person, like once again, you just got to make it feel possible to the ego that it can happen and you can alter the way that everything is going. Like you can control that narrative and you can change it just based on the thoughts. Like you got to think about the happy times that you had with that person. And when you think about the happy times, you got to think about what you really felt with that person. If it felt real to you and you can actually feel the happiness that you had in that specific moment. Let's say y'all was on a trip together, or like y'all was out to dinner, or y'all was like at a activity, like y'all was out bowling, like, you know, or water rafting, like whatever shit y'all got into. Like you have to use those moments that you shared with that person to control the narrative. So like if it makes sense to you, like, you know, just use all of those key moments that y'all spent together that you knew for sure where y'all both was in unison and y'all both was sharing a special moment with each other and y'all shared special feelings at that point in time, because it's going to come off very natural to you. You know, that trip you may have spent together, it could have been something very significant that happened on that trip. So like these are the things that you have to use to alter that future, because as time go on, like I said, you got to give it time. You know, you can't let it try to happen in one day. Like, you know, you got to give it some time, you know, because if you was already too attached to the situation, you got to give your mind time to decompress from it. Like, you know, to like, you know, push it away a little bit just so you can get back in tune with yourself. And one major thing that you need to do during that time when you try to manifest your specific person back, you got to live your life. You know, you got to live your life. You got to be happy, because you can't just sit there and think about it all day. You know, you can't think about it all day, because like, even if you are just thinking about the good times, you may be so attached to it, you might not even notice it, that like you still waiting, like, well, I'm being positive and I'm thinking about all these good experiences we had, but this person is still not here. Now that's that ego still coming into play. That's why I say you got to give it time, and you got to make friends with the ego and make it feel possible to the ego. In a way, by doing that is through images and, you know, speaking loudly to yourself with positive thoughts at all times, but also not being attached to it, because you can literally have it. So you can use these tactics to manifest whoever you want, but I'm not saying that everything gonna be perfect though. So like that's why you really have to choose to do this if it really feels good to you. That if you feel like you can deal with whatever with no problem, then go for it. Like I tell people all the time, if you deal with a person and they showed you something over and over again, and those are the traits that they possess, as long as you're willing to accept those traits and you are comfortable with it and you can move on and you don't feel like you're settling for that person, by any means, go for it. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to check every box that you have. Like, it's impossible, because guarantee you don't even check all the boxes for that person. So like, you know, you just got to be mindful. Like, you really got to be sure when you do stuff like this, because you can keep a person in your life that you really don't need. So I don't really recommend this to a lot of people, but like I said, this is something that you can actually use. But if you really feel like this is your person and y'all just going through something and you feel like everything y'all built together is worth saving, by any means, go for it. Love can be a very beautiful thing. So I hope this video is very edifying. I hope you took a lot from this video, and continue to tune into the videos that I post. And we got a lot of good things coming, so we're going to keep going every day, and those subscribers is going up. Thank you very much. Like, I am very grateful for that. Like, you know, I gained so many new subscribers in just this weekend alone. And it was funny because I haven't put out a video since last year. And last year I only probably put out like 2 videos. And I was very grateful to keep all my subscribers I already had. So to gain even more, I'm very blessed, and we're going to keep this going. And I hope I keep reaching out to a lot of people that need to hear the things I have to say. This is Self Development Network. I am Binky. Until next time, thank you.